Do you ever feel like your brain is on a hamster wheel and you're just along for the ride? Don't worry, there are different ways to get off the hamster wheel and get back in control. My name is Vergia Davidson. I'm a mental health consultant. I help managers to keep top performers happy at work. Let's talk about it. Here's the thing, our brains are amazing, but sometimes it could be a little overzealous where it's trying to pinpoint and think about different conversations or different situations that we might have, and it can leave us feeling stuck. Research shows that when we take the time to understand our emotions and figure out how to navigate it, it can actually lead to so much success. So how do we break free from feeling out of control? The first thing is identifying the thoughts and feelings. So let's say you are at a work event and you're looking around and you're noticing everyone's mingling, everyone's connecting, everyone has something good to say. Then you're like, why is everyone so much more cool? Why do I feel so out of place? And these thoughts can feel very distressing, but let's figure out, where's this thought coming from? The second helpful tip is label the thought. Is the thought real or is it a judgment? So in the example I mentioned, that person was definitely judging themselves. They do not have enough information to call that thought fact. So if you can say, you know what, wow, I am so judging myself right now. This can be very helpful. The third tip is stick to the original thought. Sometimes we can have these thoughts and it can bring us down a rabbit hole. It can even be, what if I'm not cool? What if someone doesn't like me? What if I lose my job? What if? But the only answer to a what if is another what if. So once you stick to the original belief, you can then see what's underneath. Is there something else that you're feeling inside that this situation just highlighted? Is it that fear of just not being good enough or not measuring up? Once we identify what's underneath the I'm not cool enough, we can begin to make some progress. The other tip is emotions come and thoughts come and then they go. I want you to imagine that when these distressing thoughts come, it only can stay for a few seconds if you acknowledge it and then choosing to just imagine it passing by. Because when we choose to hold on to that thought and then answer the what if, and then answer that question over and over again, that original thought turns into something else, and then we feed it and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's so important to imagine yourself accepting the thought, figuring out, okay, what's underneath, and then choosing to let it pass. Just by having that decision, it can make the difference between you being present in the moment versus you being stuck in your head and just being driven away on a hamster wheel. If you're someone that's like, Vergia, I don't know what I'm thinking, it's just how it is, I would say pay attention to your body, and that's the next tip. When you experience this, I'm not cool enough, or I'm not able to live up to other people's expectations or even my own, is there some place in your body that you feel it? Is it in your chest? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your stomach? All these things are important because we can hold a lot of our stress in our body, and that tenseness could identify exactly where we're feeling. So the other tip is deactivate your mind and your body. Sometimes when our emotions are going on a long journey, even without us, without our permission, sometimes we can just get caught up in the moment. So I would say, pay attention to the here and now. What's around you? What's in the environment? Let's say you look around, there's 10 people wearing blue. All right, count the people that are wearing blue. Use different tactics to distract yourself, or even take a minute and just take a deep breath. by disconnecting your mind and your body, by being present, it really helps in managing those anxiety-provoking feelings. And the last tip I'll share is it's okay to feel what you're feeling. So have a bit of self-compassion, or actually have self-compassion. It's so important because you normalize the feeling. You say it's okay to feel anxious or distressed, but then you work towards moving away from it. I hope these tips were helpful. Be sure to tune in next time.